Few have moved abroad to study or work, and sometimes you feel homesick, anxious, worried, or even think about whether you have made the wrong decision, then this video is for you. What you might be feeling today, I was feeling 6 years ago, and this is my story of how I changed the most unfavorable circumstances I was presented with the most favorable outcomes of my life. I moved to Australia in 2020 when COVID was just new in the market. Just like everyone else, I thought that it might last for a few days, few weeks, or maximum 1 month, but I was quite far from reality. Later, we realized that COVID put the whole world to a stop, but at that time, I was unaware about it. Just like any other international student, I moved to Australia, leaving back my comfortable life, family, friends, job, and then packed the bags, came here with a lot of ambition. I thought I might be wondering, making new friends, meeting people from all walks of life, having good communication, good conversations with the professor. But everything came crashing in 2 weeks. Just when I landed in Australia, within 2 weeks, I got an email from university that university is moving online. No friends, no family, no great communication, no great relationship with friends. Imagine this, I was stuck in my room for 2 years. And on top of that, I moved to Melbourne, which was known to be one of the longest and the most difficult lockdowns in Australia. At the peak of COVID, we were only allowed to get out of the house for 1 hour within 2 kilometers of the house. Add my isolation into it. As I didn't know anyone, I was stuck in the house by myself. And on top of this, to make things even worse for me, as English wasn't my first language, I was very hesitant to talk to other people, even remotely. In remote meetings, I will try to be on mute. I will give an excuse that my mic is not working. I will turn off my camera. So all in all, things were not in my favor at all. From personally, mentally, physically, or even emotionally. And one day something happened which just changed my life. I was scrolling on YouTube and I came across a video from a communication coach from South Australia. His name was Win Jiang, and he kind of gave me an understanding that your communication is not just only talent, it's just the set of habits that you can change and improve. This kind of changed my mindset around speaking confidently. He emphasized on that video that these are just the set of habits that you practice and can be changed. So it's not like if you speak a certain way one day, you cannot be improved. Because if we get too much attached to what we are today, we may not give enough chance to our future version. And to my surprise, I got intrigued by that video and I watched every video available by him on his YouTube channel. At that time, I was quite broke, so I did not have money to hire him personally or even some other communication coach. So I relied on all his YouTube content. That content gave me some light at the end of the dark tunnel, and that's how I started to improve my conversation. And one of the most important messages I learned from one of his videos is that it's not enough just to watch his video. What's more important is to practice them in real life, and that's what changed my life. Now imagine I will watch his video and then I will try to incorporate the lesson into real conversation. If he says take few pauses when you speak, I'll start to taking pauses. And this is how I try to push myself, just 1% improvement every day, and that's how I started to becoming a better version of myself when it came to communicating. And since that day, I stopped chasing perfection. Instead, I started focusing on the foundation principle of what it takes to become a confident speaker. I joined many language exchange classes. I tried to join many clubs in the university, many societies in the university. And that's how I started to have more in-person communication and became a confident communicator. So my old self of being an introvert, fearful, and anxious communicator was slowly transitioning to become a confident communicator. And that is my story. And let me fast forward to today for a second. Today, I'm working in one of the biggest companies in Australia, earning a comfortable 6-figure salary. And whatever the things I was dreaming of, or whatever the things I've imagined myself doing 6 years ago, I'm doing those exact things every day. Now, one of the stories from my childhood is, just like any other Indian kid, I have been a massive cricket fan. If you are a cricket fan, you will know that Melbourne Cricket Ground, MCG, is kind of a mecca for all the cricket fans. And since I was a kid, I had that dream of coming to MCG at least for once and watch a game live. When I was a kid, I had no idea that I'll move to Melbourne. But those are the things that I keep imagining day by day by day. And cut down to today, I can see MCG every day from my desk at my office. So this is how, if you keep improving 1% every day, success is not that far. That is one of the biggest lessons I have learned from the journey of my last 6 years. One of the other lessons that I've learned from last 6 years is that don't get too much attached to your current self that you will not give enough fair chance to your future version. What I mean by that is, if at the moment you're speaking a certain way, if you're not taking enough pauses when you speak, if you're speaking too fast, if people cannot understand you, this does not define your identity. There is always scope for improvement. It's just have to do that mindset shift and have to accept that these are just set of habits that I want to change. 1% improvement every day will take you close to the goal. The third lesson I learned was lost opportunities are not punishments. When I lost opportunities like losing a job interview, losing a professional connection, losing a personal connection because I wasn't the most effective communicator in the room, I felt that that was the worst thing that can happen to me. But in the hindsight, if I look back at that opportunity, that is the one thing that gave me the clarity of these are the things I need to improve to get even bigger opportunity in the future. For example, if I lose one of the interviews that I've been working so hard towards, and if I think that I cannot relay my message more effectively to the interviewer, I will improve that if I lose that interview. But then even more in future, that if I get a bigger interview, I will have already optimized on that previous opportunity. So what I mean by that is, if you improve that, if you lose a smaller fish, you can catch even a bigger fish in future. Now finally, one of the biggest lessons I learned in my 6-year journey is that your accent does not matter. What matters is your clear articulation and clarity of speech. Especially for non-native speaker like me, when they move abroad, they try to fake the accent like a local person. What end up happening is they have to be alert all the time. They have to be performing that accent at all times. But the moment you go back to your natural self, or the way you go back to your natural way of speaking, you start to lose credibility. The best suggestion I have for you is, please do not fake the accent. Try to work on clarity of your speech. Just be yourself, because you will be your own version of yourself. And you should be proud of your accent. It brings a lot of cultural diversity to the society. It gives you your own version of your true self. So don't fake the accent, focus on clear articulation. Take it from my experience. Before I close off this video, a last message from me is that if you have moved abroad and struggling in terms of confident communication, effective communication, or forming that meaningful connection with people around you, please remember that if you're struggling today, this is not the end outcome. There is always scope for improvement. You just have to make the decision. And you can start making the decision on the first day of 2026. You can start taking that 1% improvement step by step, every day at a time, every conversation at a time. And I can guarantee you that success is just around the corner. Because your life can change dramatically when you take that decision to improve how you speak. Just trust the process and give your future self a fair chance of improving. If my story resonated with you, leave a comment, tell me where you're from, if you're struggling with something, and I'm always happy to help. If you like my video, share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.